Welcome to the first ever episode of 302 Birds Unlimited. Hard to believe, been a long time coming. It's surreal to be sitting in this studio, and our guest is actually a good friend of ours. Somebody who, it's also been a long time coming to get him on the pod. We're really excited to welcome Joey, AKA better known as Birdman, in the house. And of course, you guys know as well, Matt with us. Joey, we'll start with you, our guest, man. I mean, how you been? It's been an interesting season for you, to say the least, but you're here. You're going to be back, it sounds like. I mean, what's up with you, brother?
Man, you know, same old stuff, brother. I had a little hardship, but I'm back, you know. I'm back in business, and I can't wait for the season. We got some interesting pickups, to say the least, you know. The new coordinators and coming in.
Yeah, you were telling me before that you're about this Kellen Moore guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely about him, man. I think he's gonna bring a lot of intelligence, mind, and good mind to Jalen Hurts. I hope. I mean, I love that he runs the ball and stuff. Like, well, you know, I'm keeping it short and sweet right now. We'll talk about it later on. But
I agree with you. I think too, like, it's gonna be good for Smitty. It's gonna be good for AJ Brown. We'll see. But like you said, optimism is on the horizons for our Eagles, which is fantastic to think about. But we do have a little bit of questions for you. There's a lot of people out there, I think, who have seen you on our social media and are like, who's the guy in the Eagle costume? And I should say the original guy in the Eagle costume. How did this all start? How did, the whole Birdman persona come about?
Yeah, so basically, a couple years back, there's a lot to say now because, I went to a few games at the end of the year, especially the Giants game last year. I mean, the last game that we went to, that we had. So basically, I seen a few guys with the same, mask. There's an idea out right now that there's Amazon or some website. I'm not even really sure because I haven't went to look. So people are able to get the mask and the costume now. So, I just want to let everybody know this. I've been start this. I've been Birdman. I've been did this stuff. So
how'd you do it?
So basically, I was in it a couple years back. I'm going on 3 or 4 years now, right, Dalton? Yeah, 3 or 4 years.
I was gonna say it's at least been 2 years, and I've seen it online for 3 years. I got the blessing of getting to know you about 2 years ago. I'm like, who's this crazy motherfucker in this costume? I gotta get to know this guy, right? Like me just kind of being like a brand guy, and then I got to know Joey as a person, and I got to know his dad too. We literally sat front row to a game, may or may not have bought tickets to those seats, but that's the South Philly thing, right? And that game and that experience, I mean, at least for me, and I'm sure probably for you and your dad, that's stuff that you'll never forget. That's what it's about, being an Eagles fan, raising an Eagles fan, and stuff that you'll be able to give to your son one day that you were telling me about. So it's just a cool experience being an Eagles fan, but I know the first time I met you, I was like, this guy has got it. Like, he is not only, just a guy in a costume, but, he can be, two different people when he needs to be, which is good. He can be the Birdman you're seeing right now that can sling Miller Lights, hang with 25-year-olds, but then when a little kid comes up asking for a picture, he knows exactly how to flip that switch and be that guy that he needs to be. So there's a level of professionalism, too, that, solid respect to you for that.
Yeah, thanks. That's fine. I appreciate the Specs having me on the show, and I couldn't wait for this moment. I know we were always texting back and forth, bullshit, and I was like, when's this fucking guy gonna call?
I kept putting it off. I felt bad. I'm like, I've got to fucking finish this thing. But.
So Dalton, yeah, a couple years back though, I got the costume in the thrift shop. I went there just to get something for my son. It wasn't even nothing really serious around Christmas time for our Halloween for his school, and I walk in a fucking thrift shop, and there it is, this fucking costume, and the mask, got the feet, everything else.
Yeah, the feet are what sell me, dude, because you don't see a lot of people wear the feet. You know what I mean? You got, like, all out with it. Can you describe that for the people that are listening?
Yeah, man, I went through fucking... No, I'm on my third pair of feet.
Really? Really? So is it like a new pair of tires? Like, every season do you get a new pair of feet, or is there a pattern?
Well, it depends, you know. Some games are muddier than others. Like the Kansas City game, man, I was floating on fucking... I feel like I was floating on fucking clouds and water. Like a fucking shit show. Sliding down the hill.
Oh, God.
It was like fucking exactly how it was.
Hydroplaning.
Yeah. So, you know, sometimes you gotta replace them. They get too dirty. Throw them in the wash. They work a little bit, you know. The wash gets them out, but other times you just gotta replace them.
Okay. Another question that we have for you, too. So, we talked about, you know, being Birdman, but... what kickstarted your love, or is there a specific player that kickstarted, you know, your passion for the Philadelphia Eagles? You can remember, like, growing up as a kid, you're like, all right, I'm an Eagles fan now. I know, like me, you were probably just kind of like, you're an Eagles fan, like, because that's the way we were raised, right? You know what I mean? Or you're sleeping outside. But, you know, was there a certain player that you remember from your childhood who was, like, that was your guy as an Eagles fan?
No, there's not a specific player. But I could say, like, I remember, like, growing up, my dad and shit, he would do time shit like I would do, like, now, like, with our guys and our friends, like, shit that we would do, you know. He would wake up bright fucking early in the morning and go out to the fucking tailgates, wait in fucking line with his, you know, friends and shit, and, you know, go to all the games and be out there in the cold and the blizzard, and, you know, and I seen that, and I just was like, you know, I want to be like my dad, you know.
Well, speaking on that, too, and not to cut you off, but I just think of, as you tell that story, you this year at the Eagles Autism Challenge during the summer, covered in that pool of sweat. I mean, that's a commitment. What was that like? I mean, you're dapping up Eagles players, sweating your ass off, like, for a great cause, but...
That was hell. I was there at actually 5 a.m. I got videos, 4:30. I showed up to... fucking
OD.
The bar, yeah. Showed up to that place, Ocean Drive, down there. I was in line, not a soul in sight. And I'm sitting there in my car like, oh, man, I thought this was going to be packed. It might not be a good turnout. I might get luckier after all, you know? So I'm thinking like, you know, this is going to be a good day. It's going to be a good turnout. Fuck, dude. I'm sitting in line. Next thing you know, I'm in line for 3 hours, 4 hours. I'm like, oh. Next thing you know, I start seeing people show up, and I'm like, why couldn't I just fucking do this in the first place? I could have showed up 4 hours later, and I wake up so fucking early. Didn't get sleep that whole day, but wind up getting in line and staying in line. After that, you know, that was when the party inside the Ocean Drive started. And like Jason Kelsey they were all in there bartending and stuff. I was actually first at the bar. I got Landon Dickerson. I got Dallas Goddard even squirted in my... Oh, pause.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, wait, hold on a second. I got to pause on that. But he squirted in my mouth with the whipped cream. Whipped cream, guys. Yeah, in the beach, had the mask on. I got that video.
How do you do that? How do you drink with that thing on your face?
That's a great question.
So basically, that's a good question. You know,
can you demonstrate for us, maybe? Like,
yeah, I can do that. So if we had a glass bottle, I could do it. Glass can is easy, you know, to bend. You know, if it was getting a glass like that, I was not able to chow. Let me tell you a story about that. I was at an event for a Forged Irish Stout. It's Conor McGregor's Irish Stout. Yeah, shout out to them. You know, I love them to death. They helped me out, you know, through a lot of this Birdman stuff. So shout out to Forged Irish Stout. So I was at an event for them, and I was trying to chug a Forged Irish Stout through the beak. And it actually spilled all... It's all stained on the bottom. I mean, I don't know if anyone can see that, but it's a little bit of stain. I fucking...
marks.
Well, yeah. I chugged out the fucking bottle down there, like a glass like that. And it poured all down the fucking shit. It got me all fucking brown. You know how Forged Irish Stout was like a black. So now I can't get the stain out. So they're a part of me. So, but I can demonstrate this for you. Let me put this mic down.
That mask looks like it's been through the ringer, dude.
This thing's been through the fucking ringer. You know, I don't have the whole costume for you guys today. Sorry about that.
I knew the hat would go backwards too, like a catcher in baseball. That's when you suit up.
There he is.
That's how it always goes down.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
You probably remember me. This is how we get down. This is how we chug beers out of this. Take the bottle like this. This is a bottle though. I like cans or cups. It's probably a little bit better. You stick it right in here.
Oh yeah, swoop.
Beautiful.
Swoop.
Street swoop, dude. That was good form.
Wow.
I always wondered that. That was
Yeah.
a good, but like, how do you like? Does it ever get old, or like in the winter? It's almost like probably like a windbreaker, right? Like when you're sitting down there in the crowd, like everybody's freezing their face off, and you have this fucking beak that's literally blocking the wind. You know what I mean? And like you can see out of it. You know, you're a professional. I know you've been doing this for years now, so it's like it's almost like second nature being in it for you. But does it keep you warmer at all, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the suit itself, I mean, it's like wearing a whole fucking another person on top of you. It's like, you know,
Fucking hibernating that shit.
Yeah, like, it's like if you got your girlfriend, you know, try to hop on top of you, tell her to have the time of your life type shit. Yeah, it feels good outside, you know. I don't feel a fucking thing. I go out there with shorts and a short sleeve shirt, just like this.
So when you go in the winter, like say it's a December game, what are you wearing under the bird suit? Shorts and
a shirt. Shorts
Really?
and a
It
t-shirt.
gets that hot?
Yeah, it's hot.
So in a game like September, when it's like, say it's like 70 degrees, you still like sweating your ass off. Like, where's your comfortable point temperature-wise in that suit?
I prefer it to be ice fucking cold.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, not fucking
So like
90 degrees.
32 below is like where you like hang around, or?
Well, to be honest with you, I was in the military and I was stationed in Alaska, right? So
Hey, shout out to Alaska, bro. My
Fair.
grandma, that's where she was born. Shout out to Alaska.
Fairbanks, Alaska. I was stationed in Fairbanks, Alaska.
I
And,
never knew that about you.
yeah, man. So I've been through the Arctic temperatures and I learned how to survive in Arctic temperatures and
Wim Hoffman method.
yeah. So it's like I'm kind of like tough skin, as they say, you know? What I'm
Yeah.
saying? Tough skin.
So this is like, yeah, I get what you're saying then. So you really like it cold then. But I
Yeah.
could see why, because it's a legit suit for you guys like who haven't seen it. It is like a badass suit in itself. It's got feathers. It has like feet, like he said. I mean, I'll put it up on the screen right now as we're editing it, and you can see it's like, it's a legit fucking eagle costume. Like, if you were in the woods and you were an animal, you would not think that this is a human. You would think that this is like some kind of fucking eagle on steroids that's about to beat the shit out of you. It's crazy.
Imagine being
legit.
on like drugs and you just see that in the woods and you're just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, like, have you ever had a bad reaction to the costume, or some kids get scared?
Like
You
a
know
little
what I mean?
4-year-old
Like,
sees the eagle, it's like, what?
Yeah, I get that all the time.
or like opposing fans,
No,
like little Dallas fans, beat it, Junior. No, I'm kidding.
No, actually, at the autism event. I
Oh,
had
really?
Yeah.
I could see that though.
There was a kid that was really scared. I had to like take the mask off, but it still worked out. But that's how I am. I love the kids.
You have that switch,
But
like
I
I
have
said.
that. I can do that, you know. And there's not people out there that can do that. So
Hey,
you
solid
take the
to
mask
that.
off. You know, you show them that you're a real human, just like they are, and they appreciate that.
And shout out to the Eagles Autism Challenge too.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you for
love
bringing that up.
Yeah, I love that challenge. I do that every year. I will continue to do that every year. That will never stop.
And last year, shout out to Birdman when we had our event. Volunteer bartended. That was a great time. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again this year, because that was a lot of fun. I know Philly Sports Guy, when he was coming down the steps, you remember all the college kids were cheering his name. It was insane. We were at Klondike Kate. Shout out to Klondike Kate's as well. Everybody's getting shout outs. Well, I'm throwing them out. Shout out to my mom, because she wanted me to give her a shout out today for dropping off the iPads. Point is, PSG, I'll never forget that sight. Coming down the steps at Klondike Kate's, and there's like all these college kids there ready for, $10 drinks on Thursday night. And like this one kid literally goes, "You're the guy," like that. And he points at him, and PSG just goes, "I'm the guy," like that. And he just goes, and the whole place just explodes in the Eagles chant. And I'll never forget, I was actually across the street at this point, so I had heard the story from one of my friends, and I was like across the street at Iron Hill Brewery or whatever, and I had heard inside Klondike Kate's it was that loud of an Eagles chant. So if we do that event again this year, which I believe we are, I just don't know which day. That's what I got to figure out.
He's the guy.
It's for great calls, and he's the guy, yeah, like Matt said. So.
He's the guy, dude. It's just,
Shout out to Philly Sports Guy. Jamie, you're the man, bro.
Love Jamie for real. So it's sort of like a Philadelphia sports influencer now. You're starting to get a bigger presence online. Have you ever had a favorite interaction in person with anybody, or a player, or anybody in the organization?
Yeah, actually, it recently just happened. For everybody that doesn't know, for a little bit of personal side, Dalton, I would love that. I would show this because we can say anything we want over here in 302 Pod. So if anybody's out there that, you know, would love to reach out to Dalton, to get on this pod just to speak a little bit of who you are and how you came about, reach out. He's always welcome. Trust me. He's been there for me since day one. One of the biggest people that supported me. So if you need anybody out there that wants to share their story or wants to get on 302 Birds, message Dalton. I just recently, I work at the Philadelphia VA for veterans. I work at the hospital there in the emergency department. Kind of like a nurse. On my way to being a full-time nurse in a minute. I just got a couple courses to go, and I'll be able to pass my license. So I work in the ER as an ICT, which is like an advanced tech. And the Eagles came on Veterans Day to support, you know, the hospital and all the fellow vets that, you know, get care there. And I was just lucky to be working that day. Lane Johnson came, as well as the Kobe Dean and Jack Stoll. Jack Stoll was also there. Got pictures of all of them. As well as Lane Johnson signed the mask, and Kobe Dean signed the mask. So it was a really big, you know, thing for me to meet Lane Johnson. Nominee for the Walter Payton this year, right? Yeah, he didn't get it, unfortunately, which was heartbreaking for me. But he did a lot for the veterans. Want to shout out to Lane Johnson for that, and I'll always keep that in my heart. For everyone that doesn't know, I am a veteran myself, so working with the population and being one of the population of veterans, it's a sore spot to me that would take their time. And if you didn't know, it was like during the playoff, like a big game when we were about to play Dallas. It was the week when we were about to play Dallas, and we needed to win that game. And, you know, they were preparing so hard for that game, but he took that time out of his day and out of his time preparing to come on to the VA and show his love for the veterans, which I'll never forget that.
It's a great story. And thank you for your service, too.
Yeah, I have many videos. If you go ahead and follow me on my Instagram, there is a picture of me with Lane signing the mask. It's just a lit autograph there. And me with him taking a picture the day he came. So
that's pretty cool.
Did he recognize that you were Street Swoop? Were you like
no,
I'm
he
Street
said,
Swoop?
Nah, he did, he did recognize me.
So back to the Street Swoop. I'm glad you brought that up because we affectionately have always called you, Street Swoop. Yeah. The Swoop of the people. When you see Swoop and you guys have an interaction, I did see a picture on your Instagram. It looked pretty positive.
Right.
Have you guys ever had like a, this is my side of the turf, like, you know what I mean? Or is it like all love with Swoop and he's like, hey, this guy's sweating his ass off too. It's a mutual respect. You know what I mean? Like game respect game.
Nah. Swoop and me, you get along well. Every time he sees me, he tries to. I have some good pictures of me and Swoop. Every time he sees me, he starts me like a stuffed animal, little Swoop doll. I give it to my kids and shit. So, you know,
love.
Yeah, it's love. I actually got one hanging in my cave right now in my house. So.
That's cool that you guys have kind of like a personal connection and you're able to say, because we talked about it a little bit before, but I mean, when you see these other people start to pop up in Eagle masks, it's almost inevitable with this fan base. But
yeah,
it's like when you see them pop up with that one, I don't know, there's somebody that's been doing it for a long time now, I'll say. So do you ever, like, when you see other people, have you ever had anybody be hostile? Because I know you're not a hostile guy. You don't care. You're all love. You know what I mean? Have you ever had somebody else, though, get hostile with you? Like, hey, I'm the guy in the Eagle mask. And then it's almost like going to be like, you know what I mean? Like a... Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck
I wish.
I started this shit.
I wish somebody would try to tempt me like that. But never in my life.
Not yet, at least with this fan base.
Yeah,
I mean,
nowadays though, it's like
love them, but
I went to like I said, I went to that last game against the Giants in New York. There was two other fucking dudes, the same mask. One was wearing a fucking Antonio Brown jersey.
What?
Yeah.
How does that even relate to the Eagles?
Yeah,
What?
I don't know why, but there was an Antonio Brown jersey, like a Jets, John.
Not even a Pittsburgh one? I was like thinking maybe we got the PA correlation going. Nope. Out the door.
I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was said, yeah, I don't know, maybe it was probably trying to determine, like, A.J. Brown.
Yeah, yeah.
But I guess, I don't know, had the wrong number, bro.
Yeah.
No,
You had the wrong number.
He probably bought a jersey off of eBay saying, like, you know, AJ Brown, but like he got sent an Antonio Brown. What's Antonio Brown's middle name? Is it like Joseph or something like that? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but this guy had a wrong. He had the wrong number.
Oh my god.
And then there was another guy that had a Jalen Hurts jersey on, with the same mask, fur and everything though. Like I showed Dalton that. I showed that. Like, but yeah, I don't even let them intimidate me. I don't let them care. I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I started this. I've been doing this. I got videos to prove it. I started on a little ass GoPro. You gotta give me a GoPro. I could show these motherfuckers. I just want to show it on the camera. So, alright, so look, here we go. I did GoPro here, right? So this is the same exact GoPro that I used to use growing up. Coming up, Birdman started with just a GoPro. I didn't have a film crew. I didn't have anything like that. Now I get people to film my stuff. I used to take the clip part. So you put it in here and you put the screw through, screw it tight. So the clip would clip onto your thing. Or I would just hold it in my hand and it would like hold down here. And if we had it, like, I would just all ask for permission, and then we would just, you know, record. Like, all right, yeah, I got, you know, so-and-so. All right, what are you thinking on the Eagles today? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, perfect. And then I would just record all everybody's tailgate, record different people doing dumbass shit. Because, you know, our fan base.
Oh my god, yeah.
You know,
there's always something going on.
There's always fucking something going on. And then I would just chop it all the fuck up, make a fucking one long video, and then put it on my fucking page.
So how did you want to get into this? Like you see this mask in a Goodwill or whatever, you know, wherever you got this. And then you're like, I'm going to make this, you know, a persona of Philadelphia. So like how did you figure that out?
So basically, I really didn't even think anything of it. I just basically was going to the Denver game, Denver versus the Eagles in Colorado.
Super Bowl year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that year we played Denver there in Colorado, and it was a friend trip with all of our friends. So I didn't think anything of it. I was going by myself as a trip, having fun. Everybody was going to go. And then I went to the thrift shop and then to get something for my son, and I seen it. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll just grab this, John.
You got that in Denver?
No, I got it
Okay.
It was before, but I was just like, I'm getting ready to go there for the weekend. So I was like, fuck it, you know what? I'm just going to grab this. I'll wear it during the game. Fuck it, I'm about to go there. Wear it. Cool, whatever. What happens. So I wound up taking it to Denver with me, put the costume on. It was front row. Got on TV a few times, chugging out the beat. And then ever since then, I was like, fuck it. I got to make something out of it now. I'm on TV. Everyone knows that I'm the only person that got this costume. I'm fucking out there now. Let's do something about it. So I started actually wearing a Jalen Hurts jersey. And then I was like, fuck, I got to make something my own thing. So I got my own jersey customized, and it's 0. Number 0.
Before the number 0 came back.
Before DeAndre Swift even came here. Before the 0 even was invented. I had 0 Birdman. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to do this thing. I'm going to go to every fucking game, go to all the away games, and I just made it a thing.
And I love how you put that, too. Like, when you see other people do it, it almost, like, is like I can do this, you know what I mean? And I think that's what's really cool about the Eagles fan base in general. There's like no gatekeeping, you know what I mean? Like I feel like in certain industries, people were like, oh, I want to be, you know, the guy or the gal that does this or that. And like in the Eagles fan base, everybody that I've met that's a fellow content creator has been nothing but supportive and nothing but cool. We would like to take this time to thank Nick's Pizzeria for sponsoring our podcast all season long. If you guys haven't been to Nick's, go check them out in Wilmington, Delaware. Whether you like circular pizza, whether you like square pizza, I mean, this guy does it all. Even cheesesteaks and fries now. So please, 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 go check them out. Support a local business, and it will be worth your time and your money. I promise you that.
So, Birdman, you were hinting earlier in the podcast that you were in the military. How has that experience kind of vaulted you into what you're doing today as Birdman? How is, you know, can you build off that?
You know, for people that haven't never been experienced any military or, you know, haven't experienced what it's like to be in the military, anything like that, any military background, you're built to, you know, be strong, dedicated, you know, respectful, and complete missions. And I had a lot of doubt and a lot of disadvantages throughout all these years being Birdman, and all my struggles that I have been going through with that. And, you know, I just get up and know that I have to keep going, just like the Army has. And when I was in the Army, you just get up and you just keep going, no matter any doubts or any haters or anything like that. You just keep moving forward. So yeah, it kind of ties in being in the military, because you ain't got no fucking say if you're in the military. You don't ain't got no, oh, I'll cry and I'm gonna go home. Nah, it's not like that.
No, good question, and thank you for your service too. Like we've already said too, but is there any the Eagles, I think, like you've already hinted to, do a good job of honoring veterans. Have you ever noticed that from any other fan bases, specifically like in Philly? Do any of the other teams do? I think that the Eagles probably do the best job of it from what I've seen. Agreed, right?
Yeah. I haven't really reached out to look and see if any other fan bases would do that, but
Birdman going to start going to Phillies games. We're going to get him a number 0 jersey, and you're going to just see the Eagle there starting Go Birds chants at the bank. I'm about it.
I'm about it too. I was actually thinking about that when actually I got banned. Like, I was thinking about going to Citizens Bank Park, sitting behind home plate with a sign. It's like, I got banned from the link, but I didn't get banned from the bank. That would have been crazy. But.
Circa 2023. The Philadelphia Eagles ban Street Swoop from their stadium. I mean, how the hell does that happen? How do you ban the People's Swoop? Because to me, that is baffling.
I was just as surprised as you are, like, baffled. I got into an argument with the guy next to me and his wife. He said I was cheering too loud and
cheering too loud at an Eagles game.
I was cheering too loud and I got in her way, I guess. I don't fucking know. So then he told me he was gonna punch me in my face. He already told me once. So.
Oh my god.
I mean, if anybody tells you they're gonna punch you in your fucking face, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, you're gonna react one way. All right, let's go.
So, we didn't. There was no physical altercation. Within 5 minutes later, I don't know. He might knew somebody in security or something. Because within 5 minutes, I was getting escorted out by a fucking. Wow.
That's just insane to me that you ban somebody who. Look, I'm gonna put it this way: when you walk into a stadium, you're gonna notice this guy, right? Like you're gonna see who he is. With that being said, I think that they should notice your dedication. And how long you've been going to these games, been doing this passionately. Yeah. Away games, too. Not just home games. Spending your money on a team to go to an away game, which sometimes involves hotel. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it adds up. You know what I mean? So I was kind of baffled when you texted me that. Because me and Joey have been friends for a while. And when he texted me that and he's like, dude, it's over, basically, is what he texted me. I'm like, what do you mean? And now, thankfully, it sounds like maybe a comeback is in the sight, which is great.
We need the
Birdman.
Birdman.
Yeah, I did fall off for something that I went through personally that I won't disclose, but I went through something personally that really woke me up, made me get a little step back, and I don't know if I'm gonna do Birdman things anymore. I might just be a real fan.
There's nothing wrong with that. And you know a lot of people, too. You know what I mean? After the years of doing it, everybody knows the guy behind the mask.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do from now on, Dalton. Maybe next season we'll determine. Maybe we'll wait till then. I'm kind of like... I'm holding out like a Jason Kelsey retirement type thing. You know,
so we'll wait in here. I like it. Okay, cool.
Holding out, you know what I mean?
I respect it, yep.
Yeah.
Even if it is the end, I mean, like... That's a chapter of your life that you will never forget. Like,
yeah,
you are a legend.
We'll never forget, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's people that got me fucking tatted on them, for God's sakes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I can pull a video right now.
How does that tattoo differ from, like, a swoop?
Look, it's right here.
Oh, that's not
Oh, my God. That's a legit...
Yeah,
that's you.
Legit me.
Yeah, it doesn't get more legit than that.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, like, how does that feel to you? Like, you have a following and people are tattooing you on their body. Like, that's gotta feel, you have to have some sort of pride with that. That's awesome.
I mean, I like it. Yeah, I mean, it was shocking to me. I was really surprised. I felt like I got a lot of haters back in the, coming up in the past years. Mm-hmm. So it's like.
Well, that's one thing, like, on the flip side, before we get into that. I've met your family. They're great people. How supportive and, how understanding has your family been of the whole Birdman? It's a commitment. You know what I mean? When you're there every game, when you're there all the time, how supportive has your family and friends been of the whole persona?
I mean, they've been great. I mean, especially my kids. They enjoy seeing me on TV and stuff. They scream, like, that's daddy, and that's the things that benefit me and when doing the Birdman things, and I enjoy that. Enjoy, my family and my friends, everyone texts me like, yo, I just seen you on TV, and that shit makes me feel good inside. It's like I didn't mean nothing by anything. I just like I enjoy the Eagles. I'm an Eagles fan at the end of the day. I go to the games. I sit front row for my enjoyment, but I also just throw this costume on, just because, it does hurt, help other people at the end of the day. The little kids love me. They look for me. They say they see me on TV, and I love it. So at this point, I really don't know what I'm going to do about, Birdman next season, but that's to be determined or to be continued.
How have, the haters been, affecting you? I know you handle it really well. Everybody has them, especially when you're a Philadelphia fan on social media. You get everybody that loves to state their opinion. I know we all deal with that, but how have the haters kind of been?
Yeah, I do have a lot of haters. There's miserable people out there in this world. There's a lot of miserable people. There's a lot of people that are out there that are jealous of people. If someone hates you, it means they noticed you. Haters are those who are jealous. They often fail to see the hard work, determination behind what you have done. So it's like, what's they term easily? Yes, they spread the rumors, and how do you do that? Well, I just keep going, at the end of the day, I keep going. People have, no right to hate you or judge you. And the best answer to all of this is just to basically smile. You just smile, no matter how hard it is for you to show up, you gotta make that appearance with a smile.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people, I think, out there, Dallas Cowboys fans included, that get jealous of, a winning team and a winning franchise. And I think it's fun to shit on the Eagles for a lot of people, but I think you handle it very well. I think Jamie, Philly sports guy, shout out to him once again. He handles it very well. Philly captain, if you guys know him, he's a big Phillies fan. He handles it very well. And there's, like I said, just certain fan bases that they just take it. And, there's people that I think handle it well and people that don't handle it well. And I think you represent really well. And like you said, I mean, I love that point about just smile, man. Because sometimes that kills people inside. When you're able to smile, when they're hateful and putting everything that they have into that, you're able to smile. That's like the ultimate, I don't care. You're not affecting me. So I like how you said that.
On a more lighthearted, kind of conversation, if the Eagles were just to disappear, if they were just to disappear, what team would you root for?
Shit. I don't know. I never thought of it. I don't really thought about
Raven Man.
Ravens. Ooh.
That's technically the next closest team, I guess. That's if the Eagles didn't exist, God forbid, my life would suck. But
I would probably have to root
the
for the. Maybe the Ravens.
You would look pretty sick in an all decked out, all black
You could
costume.
spray this. You could spray paint this black and purple.
Maybe the Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens is probably the team closest, like you said, Dalton. Closest team to us.
But you're going straight off of location.
That's how I feel. You're from South Jersey, right? Like me.
No, I'm from Philly. But
oh, really?
I live in Jersey right now.
Okay. You know the people then from South Jersey, so I'm cut from the South Jersey cloth. It's if you don't root for the team that's closest to you, there's something wrong with you. People just judge you, and I don't know. I agree with him. It's the next closest team, because I feel like if the people that don't root for the team that's closest to them, I make fun of them. So
it depends to me. I mean, if there's a family, background for being a Giants fan or being for God forbid, a goddamn Dallas Cowboys fan, I accept it. If there's just I just like the Cowboys because of Dak Prescott, I'm go fuck yourself. Jesus, really? But if there's a valid reason for you liking a team that's not the closest team, I'm okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But I mean, me personally, I would be a Bills fan. Because Bills Mafia.
Bills is a great team. I mean, their fan base is fucking insane.
It's the Eagles fan base, but for the AFC.
I think so too.
And that's why I love them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I definitely agree with you on that one.
That tailgate was nuts this year. I mean, shout out to Decker for breaking a table. I saw like fucking 500,000 people saw that video of his debauchery.
Well, it wasn't even him breaking a table. Yeah, it was humiliating. He couldn't even break it.
Decker, but fucking shout out to that Bills fan, really. And I say that with love. That you guys know Decker, our Sharps superstars, we'll call him. But yeah, dude, it's that fan base is something to be compared with. That's a good answer. I think that there's. If you had to say, besides the Eagles and the Bills, like, who's the best fan base after that? I actually, believe it or not, Detroit, that's a good answer.
Detroit.
I think New England, you got to give their cake.
Oh, God, no.
I don't want to, but, like, they are legit. Like, those guys that are in mass, you know what I mean? Fuck you.
The only reason they're fans is because of Tom Brady.
Shout out to my boy Boston Mike. That's literally his name. Boston Mike. It doesn't get more Tom Brady than that. But, man, if you're from New England, I think that they... Like, it's got to be a cold weather fan base, right? Just because you're out there suffering, you automatically get a couple points to the name, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny, actually. I mean, you know, being up in Albany, it's Bills Mafia and then, like, New England. Giants, they're south. Like, if you're in upstate New York and you're liking the Giants, it's just like, what are you doing? It's Bills or Patriots. And they hate each other. That's a
I like how you said that.
They hate it. I mean, like, it's the equivalency of Dallas and Eagles, but we have, you know, a couple thousand miles separating us, where they have a couple hundred miles separating them. So it's just clash of the forces right there. It's that's a rivalry. What's your favorite spot that you visited? You know, traveling away. What stadium is? We're talking about all these teams that are not the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, like, now that you're thinking about, like, you know, where you've been, like,
I've been a lot of different places. You know, well, what I can say for sure is fucking Washington. They're out, bro. Their fucking stadium is trash.
That is a trash stadium.
That's probably the worst stadium I ever been to in my life. And then top that is MetLife. MetLife is fucking garbage too. And to get out of that motherfucker, oh my god, forget about it. Just fucking forget about it. You're getting out of there for fucking 3.5 hours. But I'd probably say the best stadium that I ever probably been to, that I really liked a lot. I mean, the all hype about the Kansas City field, the Arrowhead Stadium, that shit is ass. It's not that. That shit is ass too. That state, that like city is ass. There's nothing to do there. It's cold.
Good barbecue though.
Nah, barbecue's not even all that good.
That one really hurt them. That was a jab that's gonna hurt.
I don't even give a fuck. I've been there. I'll never go there again. They said they're the loudest fucking stadium in the NFL. Not even close, my guy.
No?
I don't know if it was because it was raining and cold, but that shit was ass.
The barbecue, man, that's gonna hurt.
Their barbecue wasn't even that good. I know there's some better barbecue places I had around local. In Jersey, South Jersey, Philly, South Sweet Lucy. Shout out Sweet Lucy. Sweet Lucy's probably shits on some of them.
There, but I'm gonna try it now. South Jersey?
No, that's in Philly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sweet Lucy's right over by the prison. CFCF.
It's by the prison?
State Road.
Oh shit! It's gotta be legit.
It's by the prison. It's pretty good.
Serving you?
Nah.
What Philly sports team is gonna win a championship next?
I'm going Sixers.
Sixers?
I'm going Sixers. They're at a low point right now. I'm beat out. You know, I mean, they're losing easy games, but he's gonna come back, and I think they're gonna win it. It just makes sense. It's the underdogs this year. Philadelphia is an underdog city, so I think the Sixers are gonna win it.
I think the Flyers.
Oh,
Win a Stanley Cup.
Underdog pick, but that would be fun. This city would explode if the Flyers won a championship.
I like the Flyers just because, you know, they're up and down and up and down, so it's like they got these motherfuckers out here guessing. So.
Oh, and I do want to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Bird Gang Vodka. I have been drinking this stuff probably since, I want to say December now, maybe even November. Very smooth, goes well with Sprite, goes well with orange juice. You know, I drink it in the morning, I drink it in the night. Don't drink it every day.
Dr. Pepper. Goes good with Dr. Pepper as well.
It does go good with Dr. Pepper. That's what I've been drinking it with during the show. Shout out to Birdman, thank you. But Bird Gang Vodka, all about the birds, I guess, you know, in this fan base. So it must be something in the water. Last but not least, I do want to ask you guys one more question before we wrap up here. Are the Phillies built for a World Series?
you can take it first if you want to, Birdman.
I mean, I'm not really a big baseball fan, but I do watch it. But I'm gonna say no.
Ooh.
Not right now, no.
I'd love to talk about this with Tommy. But right now, I think that they are 2 pieces away. They need a solidified closer in their bullpen, and they need another starter in their starting, rotation. I think the batting, it's there. I mean, you have Bryson Stott coming up. I think he's gonna be an all-star this year. I think, Trey Turner is going to be settled in. Harper's going to have a full, healthy season. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood. Knock on wood, Birdman.
Thank you, Birdman. Thank you.
Thank you,
Birdman. Superstitious here. We even need Matt. Yeah, get your ass out here. Yep, everybody that's in here. I'm going to probably text Alyssa at some point. Get her to knock on wood. Thank you.
But I think this year, on paper as it is right now, with the team that we have, we need pitching prospects. Mm-hmm. The batting is there. The batting, the offense, the defense, I think it's all there. Pitching is what we need. That was kind of our fault last year. Nola's going to step up this year. I know it. He has this weird pattern going on. It's like bad year, good year, bad year, good year. Last year was a bad year. This year's going to be a great year. He's going to be Cy Young this year. You heard it here first. 302 Birds Unlimited.
Book it.
Hey, Matt.
Book it.
But yeah, I think that we're 1-2 signings away from becoming serious World Series contenders.
Last but not least, I'll go the Eagles. I think next year should be the Eagles' year. You take that off year. It's typical Philadelphia. Should have been this year. Come out sloppy. If Jason Kelce I think Jason Kelce is truly waiting to see what his brother does and how his brother reacts to the Super Bowl till we figure out if he's going to unretire. I think he wants to see his brother's reaction to that 3rd Super Bowl. And I think when he sees that look in his brother's eyes, one of 2 things is going to happen. He's either going to say, or maybe 3 things. He's going to look at his brother and he's going to say, I'm really happy for you. You earned it. That's a feeling that I've passed by, though. I don't need any more of that. I'm tired. Or he's going to look at his brother, what I hope, and he's going to go, holy shit, I want that. I need that look in my eye again. I want to come back. I need another ring. This spoiled brat brother of mine that I love to death. That's how I would say it. I'm sure if you ask Jason Kelce, and all love to Travis, too, just busting balls, but they're all friendly. But he's probably going to say something along the lines of, I'm going to kick your ass, Travis. I'm coming for you. And even though I may not have 3... I may, or maybe if his brother loses, he may say, fuck it, I can be even with him now at the Thanksgiving table, and I don't have to listen to this guy every year. So there's a lot of things that I think are running through his head, and the only person that truly knows that is Jason Kelce.
I've never agreed with you more, honestly. I really am I'm watching this Super Bowl, and I'm like, this is determining if Jason Kelce's coming back.
Yeah, as an Eagles fan, it has implications.
If Travis does win, I know me, if my brothers wanted something, I would be like, fuck that. I'm going to go do it too. So last time the Eagles did this kind of, kumbaya, rehiring coaches, the first year under the coordinator, they lost in the wild card. The next year, they made it to the Super Bowl. And so are we going to kind of see, because it was both head coaches went through the Colts organization? Chargers. Was, yep. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Steichen and Kellen Moore.
Yep. Yeah. And so we'll see this cycle. Hopefully this year they go straight to the Super Bowl. But I think they have the team to do it too. I really do.
I fucking love the way your mind works.
Let's
fucking very superstitious. That's the way that Philly fans are.
I think so too. I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
And as, I just want to point out, it is, Sunday, February 4th, a week out from the Super Bowl. I don't know if we're going to get this edited in a week or not. Maybe not. But, if it's out, and we're miserably wrong, we apologize. We're not trying to be like freaking Adam Schefter and, just false. That was something that was really messed up, just false reporting the retirement. But that's a story for another day. Wrapping up here, though, I do want to thank everybody for tuning in to our first ever podcast of 302 Birds Unlimited. I want to thank our guest, Joey, for joining us for real as our very first guest. Like he said, a long time coming for real. I mean, this has been forever, I think now. Like 4 months that we've been talking about it. So it's just a lot of fun to be able to finally use this studio. And like Joey said, I mean, if you ever want to talk, shoot us a DM and we'll hear you out. I mean, we check them. So that's all I got for you guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to follow us on Spotify if you're listening on there. On all social media platforms at 302 Birds. We keep it really simple. And as always, baby, God bless. Go Birds. Go Cubs!